Hello again, my friends, and you are my friends. I'm trying to not get my glasses and the green screen confused here, Amy, because every time I move my head, the green screen tries to pick me up.
It's
But
like, give me a minute.
I know it's not going well this end, but we'll do our best. Welcome back to Away Day Guide with Amy and, of course, myself, the Guv. Today we're looking at Charlton. Would you believe it's coming around really fast? The year is heading towards its climax, Amy, and I can't seem to hold on. It's just going faster and faster this year.
Yeah, isn't it just? Don't the games feel like they're picking up? I'd forgotten until the team came out last night. I was like, oh yeah, that's tonight, isn't it? I just lost track
Yeah.
of
Oh,
all our
absolutely. And
fixtures.
looking ahead at the Christmas period, it's going to be sort of madness, and that's Christmas in a nutshell, really. But you got Arsenal,
Yeah.
Barrow, obviously recording this, and then you got Charlton, and then after that you've got Wigan away, you've got Sunderland at home, you've got Gillingham away on Boxing Day. It just suddenly goes mad, and
Bonkers.
yeah, looking forward
Absolutely
to
balmy.
Charlton though. A team, Amy, and a ground that we've obviously got a lot of history at. Obviously, all those playoff games, the back and forth. Talk to me about sort of Charlton and previous visits. What's going on?
I think the first thing that jumps out at me whenever we've got Charlton away is how popular the game is. We always sell out this
It's
game,
a sellout,
even
isn't
though
it?
it's
Yeah.
and not just once. I think it was 3 times that we sold it out,
Wow.
isn't it? It was because
Wow.
they kept releasing a little bit more and a little bit more. So the fact that we've sold out it is testament to what a popular away game it is. It's a shame it's on a Tuesday night because I suspect that will be restricting a few people from being able to go and drink because you're going to have to. I think there'll be a lot of people needing a designated driver when that comes around. But it's a nice trip. I just wonder how we'll be feeling by the time the 9th of December rolls around.
Yes. Well, this guide will go out tomorrow, so those that are watching will know what we are talking about with that. Obviously, between now and Charlton, there's only one league game, and that's Crewe. So even if we win Sunday, which we should, let's be honest, Crewe have won twice all year. I think we're still going to be feeling a little bit fragile. I think is probably a fair thing to say. But yeah, Charlton. Have you got any memories of going to Charlton? I've never actually been to Charlton, but I've got memories of playing Charlton. Always a tough game. Klaus Jensen, Kevin Lisby scoring that wonder goal at Portman Road, not at the Valley. But always a tough place. Mark Kinsella, some great players back and forth over the years, and 2 clubs now that find themselves in League One when really, again, like Sunderland, we shouldn't be here at all, should we?
Well, absolutely. It's yet another big fish in a little pond, isn't it? And
it is.
I do every time we say that. I think I'm like, come on, Amy, check your arrogance. Look at yourselves. Look at why you've got here, how you've got here. And I get that, but still, all of us should be doing better and should be higher.
Agree.
The Sunderland game just felt like such a shock to the system after some recent decent performances, but heading to Charlton's going to be a completely different game, I think. But you're right, loads and loads of memories from the championship years. Myself, I think I've been there twice, and I think we lost both times.
Oh, great.
Yeah, it's a really good start to the conversation.
But you're not going this time.
No, midweek in London.
There might be a chance then.
Absolute no pennies. Also, the fact that I'm going a few days after to Wigan. Charlton, unfortunately, is ruled out. But I didn't go on Saturday to Sunderland either. I decided I'd take the Amy Downs the jinx away, and I didn't do us any benefit, did it?
No. It really didn't.
But certainly one of my most happy memories is I was just trying to work out what year it was, but was meeting Matty Holland there, and it was the year after he'd gone to them in 2003. So he stayed with us, didn't he? After we'd got relegated, and then he went to Charlton along with Herman Hreidarsson as well, and then they were eventually relegated in 2009. Back down to the championship. Sorry, it must have been 2006. I think I've typed me wrong letters down there, but numbers down. But 2007, 2008, I'm pretty sure I was there because that was around about when I was at uni in London. So I would have been absolutely desperate to go back and see him after we'd had such a sad goodbye to him at Derby away. And so I do remember the 2007 game quite clearly. It's actually one of the first games on my blog when I look back on my first blogs.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's cool.
How random is that? So I was having a look through that one.
You loved Matt Holland, and I can't blame you. Another game that springs to mind is obviously under Mick McCarthy, Noel Hunt's last-minute winner. Then you've got the interview after the game with Hunt and Chambers says, he's a different beeping class. That's a great memory, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is one. That along with Chaplow is going to live long in the memories of this generation of Ipswich fans, I think. And that's that, for me, it's the Matty Holland days, but I think for the next generation and for us as we've got a little bit older, obviously yourself hitting one of those today. Cheers. So I think that's Matty Holland is my memory from Charlton, but certainly the Noel Hunt last minute winner was just another one of those superb ones, and another reason we love away day games, London away day games. I think when you get a last minute one like that, we seem to manage them down there, don't we?
we do, and sadly I didn't go to that game, but I was watching at home for courtesy of Sky Sports. And the elation and the jubilation and the jumping around was still what it would have been away if I was there, because it was a last minute, so everyone, I think, probably, even whether they were there or not, punched the air, but being there is that little bit more special. Obviously it's a Tuesday night, so it's a little bit of a different away game feel, in terms of not making a day of it. The ground is only 25 minutes train journey from London Bridge, and London Bridge is pretty good, if memory serves me right, Amy, for the old beverage.
It's great for pubs. It's one of my favourite ones to go and meet my sisters at. I always think when I think of London Bridge, I think of Millwall away, but obviously it's also the Valley's not too far either. So of course your London train stations have got plenty of options, haven't they? And I think there's also trains from Waterloo and
there is.
There's really regular trains basically from wherever you're coming from in London. I'd be nervous about getting back, so I'd be interested to see who's looked into that and whether you can get by train or whether driving is the way to go this time. But there seems to be I know the nearest tube station is North Greenwich. I have a feeling that was how I got there last time I went.
So 25 from London Bridge, London Cannon Street and London Charing Cross. The issue, I suppose, getting back from train won't be the London transportation. It will be the last train back from London Liverpool Street to, let's say, Norwich. I think from memory is like 11:35, which you're cutting it fine if
you'd be running, wouldn't you?
You're going to be cutting it fine, because you would have thought the 25-minute train journey from the Valley to, let's say, London Bridge, so that's going to be 25 minutes. You may not get the first one, so that may be maybe, let's say, 40 minutes, half an hour. You're going to be cutting it fine. So if you are going by train,
you don't want a last-minute winner, do you? Because you're going to have to cut out 10 minutes early, I reckon.
Well, do double check your times if you are. Obviously, if you're driving, do we know if the new charging system in London comes into play with driving to the Valley? I know it's only a stone's throw from the O2 Stadium, so I would have thought with it's the new sort of carbon tax, isn't it, that they've brought in? I think that could well be in play, so do check that out as well for some older vehicles. It's a real ball ache, it being on a Tuesday night, let's be honest.
Never a favourite, is it? Well, we have had a top tip for parking, because from the only thing I've been able to find out online, and obviously it's a decade or so ago that I last went. So what I have looked into is that they basically, as with most football grounds, there's parking restrictions all around the ground. So you're gonna have to park and walk. Basically, there's quite a few choices for. Quite interestingly, I don't know how up to date it is, but there are some free car parks nearby. Westmore Road and Eastmore Street were the ones that popped up for me, but we've had a top tip from Jonathan Cook on Twitter.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Says that there is free parking on Marlborough Lane, which is a 10-minute walk away, and there's food. There's a cafe at the Charlton station, which was a good shout as well. He's also recommended a pub, which we'll come on to. But so from what I can tell, I think it's just going to be a case of get there as early as you can and see what car parks you can find around. But there seems to be plenty of choice.
There are plenty of choices. It's London, so where it seems to be where there's a will, there's a way. When you're going to a London stadium, there's always something. Even an Uber maybe from a certain train station isn't going to cost The Earth, again, look into it.
Yeah.
I think with London on a Tuesday, the stress here really, don't you think, is plan. Don't just wing it, because we live in Suffolk, and the transport system back to Suffolk is still very much improving, is the word. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God. So I went. I don't even think it's just London. Instead of Sunderland away, I opted for an afternoon in Manchester with one of my football mates, and having sulked massively in Wetherspoons in the middle of Manchester, we tried to get the train back. I was only going to Leeds, and it was absolutely impossible. I think it's just that time of year where it's going to get awful. Then you add in the fact it's a Tuesday night as well. It's I don't envy anybody going by train for this one.
No, absolutely not. Just plan ahead. So, pubs. Let's talk about being refreshed before you head into the stadium. Obviously, it's a long way to go, so you want to be cool, calm, and refreshed. Talk to me about pubs, please, Amy.
I reckon my vote, if I was going, would be Charing Cross, and maybe going for a few there before heading over, because, like you said, it doesn't seem very far. Jonathan has recommended the Bugle Horn, which is, again, just a 10-minute walk away. And from the sounds of it, I think that's near that parking place that he recommended. So that sounds like a good option to me. I've also seen recommendations online for, I've no idea how to say this, the Anti-Gallican. But apparently that's the away fans pub. You come out of the train station and it's there. So honestly, that sounds, if it were me, that's probably where I'd be popping to before I went to the ground. And there's also the Rose of Denmark, which just so happens to have a lot of parking nearby, so that could be another option for you as well. So there's a few different places. Unfortunately, because it was a decade and a half ago since I last went, I haven't got any drinking memories. That must have been pre-binge Amy. Well, I don't think it was pre-binge Amy. I think it was just pre-football binging Amy.
Fair enough.
Back in the day.
Yeah, there you go. You see, back in the day, before you were still developing the art of away day
drinking. Yeah, definitely.
Talking of away day drinking, awaydaybeers.com, one of the lovely people on the side of the screen next to Amy, a partner of Talking Town, they have got 12 Legends of Christmas for $22.99. Is 11 in stock. So if you're watching this, they may well have already gone, but if they have, there's some fantastic beers at Away Day Beers. It's run by Josh, who's a Town fan, Amy. And in this 12 Legends of Christmas box, you get 1 Christmas Saka, great name for a beer, 2 Ince Pies. I'm not quite sure which name I prefer better for a Christmas beer. 1 Cantonized Collar, 1 Wayne Bruni, 1 Bundeslager, that's very nice. 1 Hurst Hattrick, 1 Robo Crouch, 1 Al and Shearer, 1 Hoppy Robson, 1 Butcher's Bandage, and 1 Fighting Like Beavers. That is my sort of advent calendar. I'm going to be honest.
I think that's a great idea. You'll be shocked to hear what I get in my advent calendar every year.
On the 12th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a Wayne Bruni and Alan Shearer, and I fell over the Christmas tree.
I like it. I think we decided Cambridge away. I think we voted Hoppy Robson as our favourite.
We did.
For the away day beers. So big fan of that. And funnily enough, I think the Hurst's one is the one in my fridge waiting for this weekend when we beat Crewe.
Yes, absolutely. So we've done the pub, we've done the ground, we've done the parking, the train. What's left in this away day guide, Amy? It's obviously a bit more of a brief one this week, because it wasn't one we were going to be really doing, but we decided, you know what, we're going to do it because it needs to be done. But I hate Tuesday nights in London. I'm going to be honest. I want it to be a Saturday. Saturday, I might be going, I might have been going with my Ince Pies and my Christmas Saka, but sadly not on a Tuesday. So we're doing it from the comfort of my own home. What's left?
Well, I tell you what, I have skipped out, and that's because I completely missed it out in my notes. But I can tell 3 off the top of my head. Previous players that have been at both Ipswich and Charlton.
I like this. Yes.
I may have to research. What I'll do is when we jump off it, I'll research it. But I reckon if people put in the comments or let us know on Twitter which ones you can think of, I bet Crunch will come up with a few. I'm sure there'll be some from like the 80s. There'll be some old school ones as well. But I can think of 3, and we've mentioned 2 of them earlier in the. You don't get Matt Holland; he's mine.
Yeah. Well, so let's go for this bit a bit differently, shall we? Should we go with name as many players as you can remember or think of that have played for both Charlton and Ipswich, and then we'll see who gets the most. Don't go and Google it. I mean, you can if you like, but that's kind of like being the banker at Monopoly. That's coming up this year, actually. It's Christmas, isn't it? Banker, Monopoly.
No, we just had it. It'll be. Trust me, I know when that one is because it's the big tasty.
I meant the actual game Monopoly at Christmas. I always play that, and I'm always the banker, and I never go bankrupt. That's all I'm going to say.
Can imagine.
£200 for me, £200 for me. Oh, £400 for me.
There's that chance card. It's your birthday. Collect £10 from every player.
Yes,
You could,
yes. Yeah, take it to the bank for 8% interest rate. Absolutely. But no, I can name two.
Yeah.
So I'll give those at home a little bit of a head start. Obviously, Matt Holland is one. Darren Bent is the second.
Yeah. Oh gosh, yeah.
That's the second I can think of.
I'd forgotten about that one. We mentioned another one earlier on.
Horizon, that's three.
Yeah. There's another Darren again from
Ambrose. Did he play for Charlton?
I believe so. Yeah.
Good grief, Danny.
Isn't
Ambrose.
that funny? There's quite a few of them. So I'm definitely
Ben
gonna have
Ambrose. I'm trying to think. Kevin Lisby. Obviously, I've said him earlier on the show as well. He played for both Town and Charlton. Probably better at Charlton, sadly, than he was at Town. But there we go. Yeah, so let's see if you can beat the Guv. The Guv has just named you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players. Can you do better than the Guv and his green screen glasses? Anything else? Score prediction?
Oh God, I've given up. I've really given up. I don't know what to do about our football club anymore, Martin. I'm hoping that we'll just Well, I think we probably both agree on the main thing that could change. But
I think most are coming round to my way of thinking.
Well, they are after. They always do after a defeat. But we stand strong in our.
We do. We know nothing, me and you. We know nothing. Remember that.
Well, exactly. The only thing more for me would be that next week we're covering Wigan. I'm really looking forward to that one because we had a chat with Angela, a Wigan fan, a little bit earlier in the season. And honestly, everything we spoke to her about, what do you reckon it was about 6 weeks ago? We had a conversation with her about Paul Cook, and genuinely, I don't think anything has changed. So, barring a 5-0 victory over the weekend, I suspect that will be a very, very interesting listen. She's very fair, very balanced, but also there is a lot in there that makes me think, he's been here before. So, definitely one to tune into. And if anyone has any tips for the day, it's one I absolutely love. I love the ground. It's one of my favourites. Really looking forward to it. It's my big Christmas this one. So I'm looking forward to this away game.
Do you want to know something?
What?
Thinking of going.
Are you? No way!
Yeah, I'm thinking of going.
Can you cope with coming this far up north? What have you just been saying to me about being at Portman Road on a Tuesday night in winter? You will not cope with Wigan.
I know. I've done Bolton in November before. That was bad enough as it was. I just need to get my permission slip signed off. So I've written it. I give Martin permission to go to an away day. I just need it signed. So I might have to just put it underneath a few letters and see if she can sign it by accident. But yes, I'm hoping to be there. That'll be a good one. So that's next week. That will be released on the 2nd of December.
Yeah.
That'll give you a week to obviously give our away day guide a spin. We appreciate all the comments we've received so far, and the views have been fantastic. Thanks so much for supporting Amy's fantastic idea and the show. Do you want to finish off with anything else?
I think you've just covered everything there. You've stolen my thunder there.
Sorry, you go. We'll edit that bit out, and then we can just slide your bit in.
I'm kidding. It's absolutely fine. I'm just really enjoying doing these, and you guys will help me look forward to Wigan away when at the minute there is a pit of dread in my stomach. So talking about it will certainly perk me up again for the weekend.
But it can't hurt, can it? All we can do is but dream, as they say. But until next time, I'll let you sign off.
Oh, I need like an Anchorman sign off, don't I? I'll have to think of one.
You need a bit of paper and a pen. You can just go. I do on the news, and they all cross it out, don't they? After they're finished. I love that. Best bit about the news, that. Anyway, over to you.
It's got to be something about no matter. I need to try and think of the lines of the chant, but up or down, we follow the town everywhere we go, guys.